Mm. Happy Christmas morning. I'm totally going back to sleep because I'm absolutely exhausted. You're quite so well with a terrible headache. Oof. No, Rona, not today. Hopefully not. But anyway, I thought that I'd give a quick Journeys with Jane message that I think it also serves as a bit of a Christmas message. And that is something which Jane spoke about regarding integrity. So, what is integrity? And this is, oh, hang on, sorry. This is for you, Sherwin. You see, 90s décolletage a la soap opera. There we go. Anyway, what is integrity? And Jane used to give a really brilliant example of it. So there's a few aspects to integrity, but one of the things is, of course, to be integrated means not to be fractured, not to be disintegrated, to hold together and to bind together. That's one kind of aspect of it. But the one that she gave, which I think was quite remarkable, relates to the day that we have. And if you look at the Gospel of John, John 1 starts out by saying, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And this is an interesting one because when we eventually have the incarnation, the phrase which is given is, "and the Word became flesh." And this is what Jane used to say. Again, remembering Jane was an English lecturer and all of that sort of stuff. That throughout the Old Testament of the Bible, there was a promise that God would come. That's the Word. And by the way, it's interesting, in the Greek, because their description of the Word was logos. And in Chinese Bibles, for any of you who are Taoist or Taoistly inclined, it actually says in the beginning was the Tao. So in the Greek, in the beginning was the Logos, and the Chinese, in the beginning was the Tao, spelled Tao, T-A-O, the Tao. And the phrase word doesn't only mean a simple word, it means the organizing principle by which everything binds together. And in the beginning of John's Gospel, it's basically describing Christ as not only a promise, so God was giving his word, but it also is saying the organizing principle of the entire universe. And the fact then that the word became flesh means, and the promise became reality. And this is now what Jane always used to say. She used to, um, again, remembering that she used to confront people when they were being naughty and ridiculous and not being as big as they possibly could and not owning their own rubbish that is within them, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So you've got to say if you've got anything really terrible that's going on with you. And Jane was saying that the word becoming flesh means if you give your promise, integrity means that you make that promise reality. It mustn't just be a word anymore, it must become flesh. And Christ himself said, "Let your yes be yes, and your no, no." That is what integrity is, where there is, and at least part of what integrity is, when there is an alignment between your intention and your promise and what you make occur in life. And of course, on this Christmas day, the greatest word or promise that was ever given became utterly real. So, what promises do you have in life which you need to turn into reality? Because that's how you can partly integrate yourself and make sure that you are being as integritous in the world as possible. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Make your word flesh, and let's be grateful that the word was made flesh and is flesh. Okay, everyone. And of course, as usual, there we go. Oh, my baby. Oh, my queen. I love you, my baby queen. And my prince. Oh, my little prince. Oui, je t'aime, mon petit prince. Joyous Noël. Yesterday, and I kid you not, in a fit of Christmas Eve delusion or whatever, I wanted to wish the car god, who I think is Congolese, Merry Christmas, and instead of Joyeux Noël, I got my languages mixed up and said Buon Natale. So he clearly thinks I'm deranged, I'm sure. Anyway, Buon Natale, Joyeux Noël, Feliz Navidad. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Word, flesh, integrity. Bye-bye.